It was the longest day in history. June 6th, 1944, a morning when the world held its breath. More than 150,000 Allied soldiers crossed the stormy English Channel, heading toward a fortress that Hitler said could never fall. They called it D-Day. And for the men who stepped onto the beaches of Normandy, it was not just a mission. It was a one-way ticket into hell. For months, the Allies planned the impossible. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, a calm, determined man, knew that one mistake could cost freedom itself. Codenamed Operation Overlord, it was the largest amphibious invasion ever attempted. 5 beaches, Utah, Omaha, Gold, Juno, and Sword, would be the keys to breaking Hitler's Atlantic Wall. Thousands of planes, ships, and tanks lined up in silence. Each soldier carried not only a rifle, but the hope of the free world on his back. On the night of June 5th, as rain poured over England, paratroopers of the 101st and 82nd Airborne prepared to jump behind enemy lines. They were young, most barely 20. One soldier wrote in his diary, "If I die tomorrow, tell my mother I fought for something that mattered." At midnight, hundreds of C-47 planes took off into darkness. The sky lit up with flak and tracer fire as they dropped into occupied France, scattered, terrified, but determined. As dawn broke on June 6th, the sea roared with thunder and fear. At Omaha Beach, the American 1st and 29th Infantry Divisions faced the deadliest resistance. German machine guns tore through the waves, cutting down men before they could even touch land. Bodies floated, smoke and blood filled the air. One soldier whispered, "We're all gonna die here." But they kept moving, crawling, bleeding, fighting inch by inch. Behind every explosion was courage. Behind every fallen man, another who refused to give up. By noon, the beach was littered with wreckage and heroes. By midday, the impossible began to turn. Engineers cleared mines, tanks rolled ashore, and the cries of victory echoed through the chaos. On Utah Beach, Brigadier General Theodore Roosevelt Jr., the son of a former president, led his men with calm bravery. When they landed off course, he simply said, "We'll start the war from right here." That spirit changed everything. By nightfall, over 50,000 Americans had secured the beachheads. The cost was unimaginable, but the door to Europe was open. When the last gunfire faded, the sands of Normandy were soaked with blood and honor. More than 4,000 Allied soldiers never came home that day. Yet because of them, France was freed, and the Nazi war machine began to crumble. Eisenhower stood silent, knowing history would remember D-Day not as a victory of weapons, but of willpower. It proved that freedom isn't given, it's earned through sacrifice. Today, the beaches of Normandy are quiet, just waves and wind. But if you listen closely, you can still hear the echoes of bravery, the footsteps of those who changed the world. Their courage built the freedom we live in today. And as long as we remember, they never truly died. If you believe their story deserves to live forever, don't forget to like this video, share their bravery, and subscribe to our channel for more hidden chapters of American history, because some stories must never